Coming up on the Sports Desk, count them, two Torrance baseball squads are setting fire to the CIF postseason on a collision course for a championship matchup. Plus, even if you didn't grow up on the track, it's never too early or too late to try something new. West High School plays host to the future track and field stars of the South Bay. And on the subject of relays, the Special Olympics torch makes a stop through Torrance. Meet some non-athletes who make this all possible every year. All that's coming up and more right here, right now on the Sports Desk. How's it going, Torrance? Welcome to another week on the Sports Desk. I'm Wan Hernandez. All season long, heck, for an entire year now since South and Torrance were a part of a three-way tie atop the Pioneer League standings, we've hit you over the head with how good the two local baseball squads are. Sure enough, they go on and tie for the Pioneer League title again this spring, but now that's just old news with both squads working their way deep into this year's playoffs. Valerie Ortega shows us how the South Spartans are making it all happen.
The baseball team at South has a roster full of experience who've led their team to an overall record of 23-8 and into the playoffs.
Just a lot of leadership on the team can really go a long way, teaching the guys a lot of stuff.
We made a good run last year, so it's just helped us stay calm in the moment and just do our thing out there, make our plays, stay within ourselves, and really execute.
The Spartans have had a successful season due to attacking teams with their hitting, and that continues into the postseason.
Mainly during practice, we normally work on hitting. We just work on fielding for just a little bit, and then it's mainly hitting.
We always get those clutch hits when we need them, so it's a big thing for us.
We just keep putting the ball on the ground, staying A to B and attacking the strike zone, and we just get the job done.
As these boys continue to win in exciting ways, like in the bottom of the 7th against Victor Valley, they become more confident for the rest of the playoffs.
Very grateful to play the next game and let the seniors go out on top, so we're going to keep on fighting.
It just motivated us to win more games and keep sending more people home.
This year, the Spartans have an experienced team with a lot of hitting power that not only helped them in the regular season, but also in the playoffs. From South, this is Valerie Ortega, reporting for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that, Valerie. Now that we've seen the lowdown on South's postseason game plan, check out how they got there. The Spartans knocked off Victor Valley in dramatic fashion in the second round of the CIF playoffs. Sam Camacho came up clutch for South. His walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th with the bases loaded drove in the winning run for the Spartans, giving them the 4-3 victory. South took that momentum they gained against Victor Valley and took down last year's champs Oaks Christian in the CIF quarterfinals. The Spartans played well on both sides of the ball, but pitcher Matt McGolan would be the story for South, only allowing 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts in a 3-1 win. South has put together an impressive run in these playoffs so far. They look to stay strong on both sides of the ball against California High School Condors, a team that only lost 1 game in league play this year. On the flip side, we jump over to the Torrance Tartars now, another Torrance team that has had an impressive run in these playoffs so far. The Tartars took on La Sierra in the second round of the CIF playoffs. The Torrance Bats came alive in the 4th inning, and the Tartars never looked back, cruising to an 11-5 victory. Manny Oloke led the charge for the Tartars with 4 hits and 5 RBI. They say the past is the past for a reason. In the quarterfinals, Torrance had a date with the San Dimas team that knocked the Tartars out of the postseason in the first round last year, also beat them in the CIF championships in 2009, but this season proved to be different. Kyle Smith was walked, and Billy Bryant came aboard as the pinch runner and would be the game-winning run as Torrance downed San Dimas 1-0. Kyle Smith pitched a gem, only allowing 2 hits on the day. So, the Tartars come into the week with a 14-game win streak. The Spartans, winners of 12 of their last 14, and wouldn't you know it, the last time the Tartars lost a ball game, we got to go all the way back to the middle of April. Of course, it was the South Spartans that beat them. All right, so there's our 2 red-hot baseball squads and their latest. When we come back, we'll take to the track where one man is grabbing them right out the gate, literally right out the gate.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now.
I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money going to come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sports Desk. Next up today, we've got a trip to the track. West High's track and field coach Jason Druten has a lot on his plate. During the spring, he heads over 200 Warrior athletes in everything from long jump to 4x100 relays and beyond. And while track and field events all require specific skill sets and focused training unlike any other sport, it's not often athletes get the chance to pursue their love for the sport before high school, which is where maybe Druten's biggest contribution to the sport takes place right here in Torrance. Colin Kushner has that story.
And our smallest runners coming through with 50 meters to go.
As a kid, one could say track and field is not the sport of choice. But here in the South Bay, West High School coach Jason Druten found a great way to promote track for kids.
We do it just to introduce the sport to everyone out here in Torrance, Redondo, throughout the entire city. We think it's a wonderful thing. Kids don't really know about the track and field except maybe during the Olympics. We give them a little bit, take a look at them. They're having a blast at it. It's a lot of fun.
Hundreds of kids ages 5 to 14 took the track at West High School on Saturday. Participants had a variety of events to choose from, like the 4x100 relay or even the shot put. Yes, you heard me correctly, the shot put. Even with the different events, kids seem to enjoy some more than others.
I like the long jump because I jump really far and I usually get first place every time. I'm trying to beat my high score.
Some kids just wanted to get out and run, while others came with their youth teams.
The Catholic schools, the CYO leagues, they come out here, they bring their teams. Inglewood Track here's today, they brought their teams. And then a lot of just kids that just want to run. It's a beautiful thing.
Let's be honest, when we think of running, no good thoughts come to mind. But Coach Druten hopes to get kids thinking otherwise.
Just to get more people involved so the kids want to do track and field. So the running's not a punishment, it's a sport.
Coach Druten's passion towards the sport is something parents have noticed and love having their kids be around.
Coach Druten is so inspiring. I absolutely love having my kids be around him in any event that he runs.
The atmosphere here was great. The parents are having fun, the kids are having fun, and of course, there's no better way to end the day with a nice medal to take home. From West High School, this is Colin Kushner reporting for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that story, Colin. Now, the weekend's festivities at West weren't the only place local athletes are getting to the podium. Every year, the Special Olympics Torch Relay makes its trek through Torrance, and Torrance PD has been a part of the journey for 20 years now. This week, members of the Torrance Police Department joined athletes competing in this weekend's Special Olympics Summer Games Invitational as the Olympic torch passed through our city.
I feel excited and pumped. Yeah. And I'm gonna be like half speechless right now.
Kate will be participating in track. She'll be running the 50 and the 100, the relay, and the shot put. The shot put. Thank you.
Today we have about 24 Torrance police officers running one of the three legs of the flame through the city of Torrance. We picked up from the city of Palos Verdes at our city boundary, brought it over here to City Hall, had a quick ceremony here and photos with all the athletes, and then they're running it to the city of Redondo Beach to hand off to Redondo Beach PD.
More than 1,500 athletes traveling from 12 countries will compete in events in the pool, track and field, basketball and gymnastics, among many others. So there it is, another tour through the South Bay with the big weekend right here, June 6th through 8th on the USC campus. Meanwhile, the Young Athletes program takes place here in the South Bay every Saturday this month in El Segundo. For more information on how you can get your athlete involved or jump on board as a volunteer with the Special Olympics of Southern California, visit sosc.org. Okay, break number 2 is right here. Time to get back to the beach where there's one heck of a motivational story waiting for us.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Hi, welcome back to the Sports Desk. You should be used to it by now. Every week is 1 week closer to the 3rd annual Surfing for a Cure surf relay at Torrance Beach. Now, with hundreds of surfers coming from all over the South Bay to share some waves and raise money for pediatric cancer research, there's plenty of interesting people in the crowd to meet, which is why today we take a flashback to a year ago when the Sports Desk met one surfer living right next door whose mission to catch a wave literally stole the show. Obsession, religion, lifestyle, hobby, call it what you will, almost every surfer has a different word to describe their devotion to riding waves. And while hordes of South Bay surfers came out to fight against cancer at the Surfing for a Cure relay in Torrance Beach this summer, it was one man's self-described sickness that became downright inspirational.
To get back out there on a wave, you're back in the zone, you know, you're just in your element. You know, your concentration is focused on what you're doing, you know, down the line. Just you forget about all the bad stuff in life. You're just back on cloud 9.
What would it take to tear an athlete away from their deepest passion? In Nathan's case, that's just not possible. After a surfing accident in Hermosa Beach left Goki paralyzed from the chest down in 2008, rather than turning his back on the ocean, it remained his muse.
I mean, the first day of my injury, I was skeptical about getting back in the water. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything ever again. I thought I'd be stuck in bed the rest of my life. Brendan, you know, came in with a postcard thing of Jesse Billar on a wave, and it just sparked again in my head. You know, it's kind of weird how anything can happen in life.
And while the day's event was about the sport of kings supporting a good cause and an opportunity for those of good health to surf in gratitude, the mission for Nate's wave stole the show. With a pack of helpers, each with assignments and their own positions in the water, catching a wave is no longer a simple task for Goki. It's a team effort. But the importance of each ride, never more obvious.
He was stoked to get a couple rides, and you know, the lifeguards were a little apprehensive, like, whoa, maybe not, no more. So we got him in a couple waves, and that's all that matters. He had a good time. I mean, he wanted to stay out longer. I feel like they always want to stay out longer, or they always want to get a bigger one, so it's pretty classic.
I need 100% assistance. Pretty much what I do myself is just lean left, right, once I'm finally in a wave, and that's up to my friends, and they come through, they really know what they're doing.
It's crazy, like the process he goes through to go in the water. It's like he's so passionate about it, but it's really inspirational, like you were saying. But it's also really makes me appreciate like what I have, or for being healthy and happy and all that stuff. Definitely makes you appreciate life.
Goki is now an active supporter of countless surf-related charities. In fact, the man that saved him on the day of his accident is junior high friend and founder of Everlasting Smiles Foundation, Brendan Simmons. So while even the most tragic of accidents can slow every athlete down, sometimes it's best to remember the motivation to get back out there is usually pretty simple.
I mean, it's just what I want to do. I mean, I just like to get out there and surf. It's kind of a sickness, I guess.
Definitely one of my favorite stories, and people we've met right here on the Sports Desk. Just goes to show you never know who you'll meet. So come on out. June 22nd, we're rounding up as many people as possible to get involved in the 3rd annual event. We are accepting more surfers on the Sports Desk team if you want to get involved there. Catch a wave or two, get your friends and family out to support you and donate to the cause. But most important, we just want as many people as possible packing the beach that day to make Surfing for a Cure a bigger and better event each year. And in the meantime, if you have anything else to reach out to us for, don't wait. The Sports Desk at torranceca.gov for your story ideas and updates on what you're up to this summer. All right, everybody, that wraps up another week on the Sports Desk. We'll see you next time.